I'm well.
For me, I want them to add one more day to the weekend.
Yeah, Charlie.
Because Charlie,
I don't know what happened.
The weekend before you blink and then
Friday,
it's finished.
Monday. But a lot happened over the weekend. A sad incident happening. I think is it Ejura in the Ashanti region.
Is it a police station?
Police station. We never seem to learn as a people. I mean, same place. Remember the Kaka incident? A whole commission of inquiry was established. Now, a few years down the line, we have youth going on rampage to burn the police station. The action can never be justified. But for the police to, what is their SOP when it comes to arrest and detention of individuals? Do they check whether these people have certain health conditions? We understand that it's been alleged that the gentleman in question was attacked before taken to the hospital. In situation like this, what is the SOP? What is supposed to be done? Is the person supposed to be detained or taken to the hospital? I mean, some of these things can be avoided.
Yeah.
If they can be avoided, why? I just hope that we learn.
Yeah.
I
hope so too.
Hope that we learn.
And as citizens, yes, sometimes we may have our concerns with the police and how they do their things, but you do not right wrong with wrong.
Exactly.
What's the point burning the police station? Because you feel that the police did not treat your colleague well. We understand every life is precious, but we must also be measured in how we vent.
Yeah.
Because destroying the whole police station
and vehicles, and these are the vehicles that got burned. Some of them don't even belong to the police. You know, sometimes the police station, based on offenses that people commit with regard to road traffic offense, sometimes they keep vehicles. Some of those vehicles were touched as well.
And so, if the police says we would rather not be there for the next couple of months or something until we are assured of our safety, what can you do?
Yeah. And it brings to the fore, whether as a people we still want to stick with the PIPs or the Independent Police Commission. I'm saying this because at the heart of this is trust. Now, people feel that when the police act in an unprofessional way, there is little they can get by way of remedy. That is how come sometimes they feel, and like I keep saying, whatever the youth at Ejisu did cannot be justified. But you see, we need a system where people will feel that and know that once the police offends them and they think that they have a genuine case, they can be heard. So as a people, we should decide, do we want an independent police commission so that when people feel that they've been maltreated by the police, they can petition such a commission? Or we still want to go with the current arrangement? If the current arrangement is what we want to go by, like we say, justice must not only be done, but must be seen to be done. People must have trust in that system so they can petition the police. And that, look, today is a J, so it may be somewhere else later.
And then just before
I always say,
before we could even let that sink in, some people have also gone to destroy the statue of the former president. Look, this could have been properly, better handled. If, a lot of people here, we all spoke up about it, that, at the time they put up the statue, it just was a wrong time, and there had been talks about how it would be removed and all that. But to destroy it, we saw attempts before he left office.
The leg was destroyed.
But I think that maybe at that time we should have also taken a cue. Beyond police protecting him, what about if they had, taken it somewhere else for safekeeping? Now it's been destroyed totally. And you see, no matter how it is, people will be laughing and saying, making jokes out of it, but it doesn't send a good signal at all. And you see, when you go into a race and you emerge the victor and there is the vanquished, don't rub it in. You celebrate, okay, but don't unnecessarily rub it in. I'm not saying that it is the NDC that is behind the destruction of the statue in question, but we had a good number of their people in the area talk or speak about it and say that should they come, it would not be there, it will not remain there. If that's the position, so the thing is that things like this, when you say, there are people who may not have good intentions, right? Maybe how you intend to carry it out, that's not how these individuals will carry them out. But you've gone out there to say all these things, and you know, people harbor so much pain. This statue that you have destroyed, they are supporters of the NPP and the president, former president, who would take it very much to heart, but they will not act now. Should there be a change in government, they would also reach for something destroyable, and they will destroy it.
And the endless cycle.
Yes, and it's an endless cycle. So please, this thing could have been simply moved to somewhere else if indeed it was a general consensus that the people didn't want to see it, rather than destroy it.
Look, when that statue was put up, I wasn't happy. But you see, for me, I would have loved for the statue to remain, to serve as a reminder, so that politicians know what to do and what not to do. I would have loved for that statue to be there, so we can always make reference to it when we are telling our story, when we are telling our political history.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it has been destroyed.
Well, I think we all got inclinations as to this happening.
Yes.
My disappointment will be in the MP for the area. I think his pronouncement on this is a very final one, and I saw a code card make round that it says his constituency cannot harbor the statue of the former president. I think that would be the very final impetus that anybody needed to act the way he acted. The MP, yes.
The regional minister.
The MP.
The MP.
The member of parliament.
The member of parliament.
The lawyer guy.
Yes. And then on the inauguration day, I engaged a number of people, including some people I didn't even know were from the Western region and from Tettey and Takoradi. They had indicated to me on camera that they were going to pull down the statue. And I was telling them how illegal it was. And they said they have no reason. In fact, the development for which the statue was erected, they don't see it. And so therefore, they were going to pull it down. I agree that as a nation, the security services could have been a bit more proactive in this regard. See, the writings were there on the wall. We could have just decided to relocate it, move it somewhere. It's interesting how history repeats itself. In this conversation about the president or the former president's statue and what have you, Nkrumah's overthrow and what happened to his statues keep coming up, where he was actually beheaded. And as we speak, the head has not been attached to the body, just as a reminder of what happened after the 66 coup d'etat. So yes, I agree that we could have equally just left this to stand there as a reminder of what the conversations that we had around the erection of the statue, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, this has happened. All we can say is that hopefully any outgoing president, especially when the outgoing president is handing over to another party, shouldn't have a statue erected anywhere, because trust me, it will be pulled down. What has just happened will repeat itself. So I don't know why party supporters do not learn. Honestly. And you see, if care is not taken, you realize that a statue of a former leader who has nothing to do with this will be destroyed somewhere else.
And we'll add this to the invasion of government agencies whenever there is change in government.
Yeah.
So we are adding destruction of statues and
sometimes emotional intelligence is the way. You see, we all condemn this. And how do you even know that I didn't play a part in you winning Western?
Exactly.
That's the point. So, like, what?
It makes no sense. And whoever did it should, the people who did it, they should bow their heads in shame. And I'm sure they will even be surprised by the reaction they are getting from you know, people in general. That, yes, I mean, everybody thought that it was unwise to put up the statue, but it was there already. I mean, once you put it up, we are not about now going to destroy it. But hey, very unfortunate. The Daily Graphic newspaper will start with that. Front page, National Cathedral probes soon, President Mahama says, and volunteers call to deploy 100,000 to support Ghana's development. President reduces number of ministers. Labour Federation welcomes realignment. And prioritize national interests above partisanship. Speaker tells MPs. And Sunyani Queen Mother files suit against Yawi Jare Akwimu Hene. Back page, MTN FA Cup round of 32. heart thump home Stars to advance, and true democracy stand dreams FC. That's the name of the. I said, oh, I didn't know that's the name of
It
it.
is Africa Cup, so it involves the lesser known clubs as well. So
We should get one team for you.
me, you know, I'm a footballer, right?
Oh my!
Oh,
Everything.
maybe a disappointed one.
Everything you are Sam.
Hello.
Were you a chef too?
No, I have never said I'm a chef.
Okay. So everything you say I want.
No, for football, yes, I do. Play
Have you
football.
made batik tie and that before?
Have I?
Batik tie and batik.
No, I haven't. I didn't do the course you did.
Is that
for catering? For what's the name? Provocation skills. I did catering, right? We did catering in JHS, and that was you just bringing food and cooking and eating together.
You.
That's all.
You never learned anything.
Nah.
If you had, by now you should have been cooking some things for your children.
No.
But Stubborn Academy.
The getting times this morning.
You enjoy. Hey, Daddy.
Nation thanks God for peaceful elections. Yes, so at the Thanksgiving service yesterday, people are keeping records of the pastors who were there and those who were not there.
Who are those who were not there?
I don't know. I said people are keeping records and you're asking me.
Oh, we saw Sankra Shankra, we saw Ajinasari, we saw
Archbishop Duncan Williams. I think he led the prayer. Yeah,
and then the guy, the one who also been
was there.
and then
I think the two of
Steve
also
Wengham.
there. Yeah, Wengham. Wengham is the nation's pastor now.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
And then,
as long as he doesn't have two names.
yeah.
Is interested in being a secretary to
or
a
give
project.
somebody a horn
It's
or
fine.
something. Yeah. A horn
But the president mentioned something about the National Cathedral,
yeah, he did.
and it's got people talking about plans, whether it may even be relocated from the initial proposed site.
Okay. Aside the probe thing.
Aside the probe thing.
Okay, what
right?
did he
So he says that they'll go back to the drawing board, obviously, to have further discussion on it.
And the drawing board should have
the discussion may include a possible relocation.
Of the place.
May
Yeah.
include a possible relocation.
Relocation there, I support it. Because from the beginning, that was a conversation we were having that, that place is already choked. And we're going to sacrifice about 3 roads. 3 roads. The one in front of the special prosecutor, the one just close to the ridge runabout, and one other. So it was going to bring congestion. So if the suggestion is that it should be relocated, why not? That's one. 2, the drawing board you talk about, would the judge be standing by it?
I don't know.
No, okay.
I don't know. Because the president mentioned that
But
even in Nigeria, the total cost for what they put up there was $30 billion. So he doesn't understand why ours is estimated at $400 million.
Okay.
So obviously,
4 million, that one is gone, right?
you know that video is kind of shit. You know that video.
Anyway, he references the Starr report and says, the Starr report says it must be audited. So,
but some people disagree with the president, though. People like Vitus Azim, they feel that, of course, they are against the project, but if you still want to do it, keep it there. Don't relocate it, because that will also come at. So that's
if it will minimize the cost, why not?
It's not even just about the cost. The congestion at that side. Have you seen that stretch?
Yeah.
Imagine there's a major event and then they are there. Gridlock, please. As for me, I'm off. And if you recall correctly, when that conversation came up, many people said, priority, in terms of priority, we didn't need it at that time. It was exorbitant and the location was not favorable. I'm sure if government had listened and said, we are situating it in X and Y area and we are pruning down the cost, or even with that, we are not making it a priority. We are going to attend to other things that are urgent, and then we'll deal with this one subsequently. A lot of people wouldn't have had a problem. It's just because of the intransigence when
and the direct state involvement. Look, if churches in Ghana want to put up a cathedral, they can
easily.
It was a direct involvement. For me personally, I can speak for myself. Or the direct involvement of the state. I mean, anyway.
See, the structures that were pulled down, the other uses that this particular land can be put to, and the fact that I personally had issue with the location, I welcome any move to relocate the cathedral from there. Because do you know what has happened there? It's just excavation of the soil. Nothing. So if you are moving it, you are moving it to go.
What it means that we are coming to put up. See, people need to pay. Somebody has to pay for that decision to pull down structures. And leave. Look, somebody needs to pay.
Oh, and unless 3 years.
Anyway, so the other headlines here. Our president orders probe into electoral killings, direct lands commission to halt sale, leasing of public lands. And I like the fight between Ora and Atobra. Hey, Kweku. Yeah, Atobra Kweku.
The NIB boss.
The NIB boss. But you see, if I were him, once his name was not mentioned, just like NIB boss, I would have kept quiet. When NIB could be anything. But he responded and said it's a fabrication. He had not made any move to say that there's a land that had been allocated to him, that he had bought that. Okay. So now Ablakwa then publishes the documents from Lands Commission. And indeed, he bought the land for $11,000, we told, right? Now, according to Okuyote Ablakwa, that land is valued at $700,000.
That is almost 11 million cities or 10 million cities.
And so, in essence, what he's saying is that the one who went to tell oral team that he's returning the land lied, so he's not returning it. So now the oral can go ahead and do whatever he wants to do. But I don't know why we are splitting hairs over this. People said that because he had decided to return the land voluntarily, he will not be pursued, right? Now he comes and says,
it's not true.
Yes, I'm not returning anything. It's not true. No problem. So just go ahead and prepare the document and submit it. It's as simple as that. And you see, this is not the first time we are here, though. You know where the Foreign Affairs Ministry is located? It used to be student hostel, the land meant for student hostel. Yes.
It was sold.
It was sold and then recovered, and then we put up that structure there. So there's always history to guide us. GVC to deploy 100,000 volunteers to support President Mahamad's vision. Comes with a picture of a certain Mr. Stephen Kweku Daku. Yes, so back page of the Ghanaian Times. MP addresses fuel shortage in North, and has Kotoko progress in MTN FA Cup. So that's it for the Ghanaian Times.
All right, Daily Statesman newspaper. First female VIP, signs of Ghana's commitment to gender equality. Also, youth wild over killing of 3 at Newmont Ahafo Mines. Details on page 7 of the Daily Statesman. Why MPP lost 2024 elections. Young Elephants Group launches independent probe. So it means their probe is different from what National is doing. So they are likely not to send their concerns to that Gmail. Young Elephants, do you know them?
Okay.
Do you know them?
Yeah, but no.
Or are you one of them?
I know before you get an adult elephant, you must be young.
Yeah.
So I know younger. It's just like Veranda Boys. So that's the MPP version of Veranda Boys.
Yeah. All right. Keen eyes on presidency appointment as Mahama reduces ministries, and Soko project described as game changer, according to Vice President of World Bank for West Africa and Central Africa. I'm done.
All right, the Daily Dispatch newspaper is the next paper I have here. Front page, Mahama 56.4%, Baumia 41.7%, Cheddar 0.7%, and then Allen 0.2%. That is the EC's update on the 2024 presidential elections. Also here,
one constituency has done that.
Yes, so it means people should stop the 38 point whatever joke.
People said, the thing was 56 point something, and then it was there for 9. If you have added it, still it is doing, and it's doing things.
I think the EC, I've seen people, for instance, President Mfi has called for publication of, because the EC did that in 2020, regional results and possibly constituency results. Just scan and put them out. The EC had promised to do that. So do that so then people can then run their own calculations and arrive at their own figures. Because as it stands now, some, especially the NDC members, do not believe that these figures are accurate. Let's call it spade a spade. So just dispel that particular suspicion and then just publish it.
All right, other stories here. Mistakes in appointments can be costly. Pray for us. Fifi Fiavikwete appeals to Ghanaians, and Baumia embarks on.
Can be very costly.
Yeah, it can be.
To the nation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Baumia embarks on Umrah.
Yeah, Umrah. Yes, that was with about 4 days ago. I saw pictures on his page. Himself, Asan Tampuli, and the wife, and a few others. Umrah is like the small Hajj, right? The bigger one is the pilgrimage to Mecca, the Hajj one, yeah. And then the smaller one is Umrah.
Okay.
So if you don't have the resources to go for the bigger one,
You can do Umrah.
you do Umrah.
But is it the same? Despite
Oh no, the blessings are not the same.
okay.
The rituals are not the same, right? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm done with the daily dispatch.
Okay, the news center. President Mahama reduces ministries from 30 to 23. We told from 29 to 23 rather. Soko project is a game changer. World Bank brief. The World Bank team, for the IMF team is in Ghana as well. They are engaging the new administration.
They met Otumfo, I think, over the weekend.
Exactly, and then that was where I was coming to. Otumfo says he wants to sign a social contract with the World Bank or the IMF, right? And that he wants to get development for his people directly because the politicians will not help him. And that's quite profound. And it's telling. Otumfo has now come to the conclusion that politicians cannot help him get development for his people. And I was wondering whether it's on the back of what just happened, right? I told you I was in the region for some time. And I realized that many of the projects had started and they were working in earnest, especially the construction projects. But I turned the entire city into a construction site. It was gratifying to see pictures from yesterday and the day after that the Swami interchange, the contractor is still on site working. Hopefully he will continue and then work and then because Charlie, the nuisance they're going to deal with for the rest of the months and the years to come, if this project is halted, it's quite profound. So yes, and I wonder how the form this contract will take. Like if it's a loan facility, Asante Man will pay.
Mencia will pay.
Or yes, so Asante Man is Mencia. Like
But how
if it works, that'll be great.
No,
So for
but
instance,
even if it's taxes, how are you going to raise the money? Is Mencia allowed to levy people?
no, probably lands, use their lands, there's two lands, something. But if it works, it's a novelty, and other chiefs can actually follow suit. But we want to find out how this works, right? Yes. Unless it's more or less like, as they say, city to city alliance. So like Kumasi would then be linked to, say, Washington. And then they will throw something small and then we use that. Yeah, because I'm wondering how this will work. I'm really wondering. So if you have an idea, let us know. If it's a grant or like a gift, that would be great. So World Bank is gifting us some amount of money for development. That would be great. That would be great. Anyway, MPP's 2024 defeat. Young elephants launch investigations.
These young elephants, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Who are they?
They are young elephants. Child rights urges caution in modifying phrases. Yes, they say parents must not be made to pay for feeding. Yeah. Attacks jeopardize McDonald's $88 million salt factory. Yes, some individuals went to vandalize Electrochem and made away with some equipment.
Charlie, I saw in the video, I saw an individual carrying a generator set, like a gen set.
Can you imagine?
Why will you do that?
Hey. I just hope that in their quiet moment, these individuals will reflect and say that, hey, Rawlings was in power for 19 years. He left.
Yeah.
Just that, I think just that should, because you're making things difficult. And I've heard the president speak to this and says they should caution themselves. The party should rein them in.
Yeah.
If the party fails, he'll get the security services to move in. And I think we are at that point where he will have to instruct the security services to move in. It doesn't look tidy at all. That's it for news. The news center.
All right, the last newspaper I have is the New Crusading Guy newspaper. Among Crado for Boso Traditional Council, they stood for defiling and impregnating 14-year-old JHS students. Details on page 10.
Grown man.
This man needs to be thrown in jail. Also, Young Elephants, IB's favorite group. Probe NPP defeat, unmasking the truth behind NPP's 2024 electoral loss. Also, landowners urged to regularize tenancy with Enoch Adokwe Papo following court ruling. And it speaks about the Aquaman.
What's the name?
Adokwe. Ado, ADDO, Enkwe, Adokwe. Adokwe. Okay, so if you are in Aquaman, you are being according to Aquaman, yeah, Aquaman.
They are calling it East Legon Central. I'm just saying, it's not. I'm just saying.
I want me to say East Legon. Hills. You're in my house.
I said East Legon Hills. That one is Santo.
Yes.
Yeah, like 10 minutes from my area.
Westlands.
Westlands is Gimpa side.
Okay. So that's Westlands. And then there's another one. They call it East Legon Hills, right?
Yeah, East Legon Hills is close.
Yeah, that's yours.
That's Santo.
Yeah, that's Santo.
So it's the Apple Dam.
You really know your geography. That is Santo.
It might have been some different listen.
I'm saying that for
you may know. For you know, it's an area we know. Yeah.
You know the team man. All the mans are new.
This Akpo man.
Nah, this is the first time.
Yeah, the poor are not now.
Yeah. Unless this is Akpos has established.
So please, landowners in that enclave, according to a court judgment, please regularize your tenancy with Enoch Adokwe Papu. Also, our wing gods totally ban Galamsey on their lands. That's good. I'm done
the
with
gods.
It. Yeah, the gods.
Oh,
they didn't use it.
They spoke through somebody.
Yeah.
No. Why? The gods cannot speak on
They
their
don't usually speak on their
They don't usually speak.
Because they are spirits, you know here.
Oh, okay. So when the wind is moving, maybe it's there, they are speaking. But it's good, Charlie, you see, Ulomo.
Yeah.
Charlie, you now speak the language of the gods.
I don't even have time.
The last headline in the New Crusading Guide newspaper: slain Jamestown priest, family demands justice, urges President Mahama to order for investigations. Already the president has been ordering the IGP to do something with regard to the 2020-2024 killing related to election.
It's a number of things. It's also ordered the chief of staff to release some food.
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
The Herald newspaper is my final newspaper.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zay. Front page, upon Nkrumah caught up in...
Is it colored now?
What?
It's really colored, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still that semi-black and white.
We'll get there. It's okay, we'll get there.
Upon Nkrumah caught up in $5 million government housing deal, leaked document reveals contract awarded days after election defeat.
Yeah, there's one that a contract that was signed, I think it's $5 million, yes, 17th of December after the election. But we were told that the government was in power until January 7, midnight, right? And so.
All right, tussle emerges in NDC over local government ministry. 3 names pop up. Mahama rolls out 3 key manifesto. Mahama rolls out 3 key manifesto promises, and oral exposes sale properties grabbed by Kufuor's officials as security capo denies involvement, and court hears contempt case against against COP Ihuno and 2 others. That's it for the Herald newspaper.
The insight is the final one I have. Arrest MPP ministers involved in corruption. Novi Huhu. Afaglu urges President John Dramani Mahama. And so they say arrest NPP ministers involved in corruption. Novi Huhu Afaglu urges President Mahama. So we say Mr. Novi Huhu Afaglu, the CEO of Mara Ghana Limited and Susat Guard Boat Building and Fishing Industries, has urged President John Dramani Mahama to take immediate action by arresting all New Patriotic Party ministers, CEOs, and heads of institutions accused and found guilty of corruption. The president doesn't arrest anybody. So, Mahama cannot arrest anybody. Just as Akufo-Addo could not arrest anybody. But yes, the security agencies, when they need be, can then move in and effect arrest. Yes, so That's by way of clarification. Dispute over Ablekumanov recollection exercise. Care Ghana wants EC against manufacturing fake pink sheets. Calls for a round of elections in 62 polling centers. And so I've seen a Rabina Obey share a flyer that describes her as MP elect. I'm sure they are all trying to get ahead of each other and what have you. But as far as we know, the EC has not settled that particular dispute.
They are on a flyer battle.
Yeah.
When you are there, if you want to energize your base,
then
you design a new flyer.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, I will expose all appointees of Akufo-Addo who stole our money, Hopes in Adoye. I have a strong feeling that Hopes in Adoye will be a thorn in the flesh of NPP for a long while. Because he was at the center. In fact, he was not just at the table. He was the table. right. So if he says he's going to sing,
hey, you heard things before singing like a canary bird. Remember?
That's true.
Hey,
that's true.
It's Adido.
U.S. African partners, and I've seen that Allotator comes. Charlie, you call him in Preston. It must be a very difficult thing, right? Yeah, I think I have about 4 of them. He, Kuku, and who Jataba. Remember Jataba?
Yeah, I do.
Jataba's own, I think it's his house people that were doing him. You see, Jataba he formed his own political party. He was like with Odike and Cool.
Yeah.
And then whatever happened, and then he hesitated to form his party. Then he was cozying up to the NDC. In fact, opposition leaders, they were there with Tettey Frifa, Bubia Ansa, Captain Smart, the Jandam boy, that they call them.
Hey.
Yes.
So, she used to be NDC.
Oh, yes.
He must have been dead. Really scorned.
Then, in his case, he returned a bit earlier.
So easy.
But in the Jataba's case, 1 month to election, then he went to support Bawumia.
That's right.
Yeah, but I mean left out.
So he has lost.
But I mean left out his good friend.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Oh, it's now a morning show host in one of the tree stations in Accra cantonment area.
No, nobody knows him. So like, we cannot. In the scheme of things,
last week I saw. Anyway, it's fine.
we cannot add him. A former colleague of ours. We cannot add him.
Right. Speaking of people who flipped and made it.
Yeah.
Awal Mohammed, right?
Yeah. He flipped and then made it. Yes. Yeah. He made it. He flipped barely a month. In fact, he did a Jataba thing. So barely a month to the 2016 elections. He was an NDC executive.
Wow.
And then he flipped. And then it worked for him.
Yeah.
Right. So he celebrated for like 8 years. Right. And then others did it and it didn't work for them.
So this one,
I don't know whether they were grouping for 8 years or 4 years.
This one, what you do?
No, so you start the job very early, like Allotator Cover started the opposition. No, in fact, he started very early.
Politics, dear. Agenda, so
Agenda was ahead.
You have done all the gendarme work.
Yeah.
And then 1 month.
Yeah. and so Bobby Ansa had to post and say he feels and he believes that it is Jataba's home people. It is Sarah's people who did it. Because it's Samuel. Anything I told you, I even have his number. Like, you call him and he will speak, and then tell him he will pour things out.
It's sad, but
it's sad and funny. Charlie, two is a loss.
Yeah. So we can say same about Hopes in Adoye.
Charlie, the flipping. No, it's going to be.
Yeah, he didn't just flip like this. He was with the butterfly movement, right? But you see, like General Mosquito came out to say, he said that these people should stop attacking Allah. Because the agenda is one, to get Akufo-Addo and MPP out. Right? So that really sank well with the rank and file of the party.
Okay.
And so, Alan has handed over his GTP booklet to Mahamud.
Alan and acronyms. Yes, mommy. All talk, no action.
Yeah,
talk only.
Talk only.
Neto, no, he has his own Neto, N-A-T-O.
Yeah.
No action, talk only.
Yeah, that sounds like I have to check out. Neto. I have to.
Hey, as
and then there's another Haheto. The one that sent Tettey to the Supreme Court.
The guy's data was all right. No. And he's been, he's now the pro VC or some university.
Oh, really?
Or he's...
He will be something, obviously.
Oh, he's a pro.
Yeah.
Is he not a prof or is a pro?
Yeah, he's a problem, yes, yeah, but...
I think he's a pro VC of a
Yeah, but definitely he'll be something. That one there we know. Yeah.
Your mischief is loudly detected.
So that's it for the inside this morning.
All right. Hey, see, man, what space we
Yeah.
have now.
Today, like as he has enumerated, there are some political cases that are being heard under this regime, but Mutala, this is no regime. This is an administration. Regimes are meant for the military.
This one like this, that he has won this 3-piece.
Yeah, it means there will be something from the court.
If he's working and you think if you will not even down.
Oh, that reminds me.
If
The justices that came to the inauguration, I counted more than 20 of them. They are all Supreme Court justices, right? Great. One of them, I speak to Francis, our cameraman. One of them, when we were on air, had respect to our cameraman that you should come and see him. So speak to the cameraman and find out who. Oh no, I mean it.
With the Dafiamepo.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, it's just that you see, can we do something and automatically we can call you to the bar like on our own?
So I better go. The space, is it part of the shadows or it's just a?
It's a prescription.
Say one. I forgot to be. What is your motivation?
Oh, is that
where space?
I can't find mine. Is that mine?
These two guys, they wake up one morning, they feel like we should just add glasses to our looks. Hey dear goodness, unbelievable. They say people don't get chill. I mean, these two people, hey, they don't have problem with their eyes. They are not using it for Blu-rays or anything.
No.
They feel that
want to look like scientists.
Is
Want to look like scientists.
So this morning they're for West Space.
Yeah.
This is when you wear spectacle.
Yeah.
This is when we're in school.
Yeah.
So when you wear a spectacle,
So you are the
most
shark.
intelligent person.
Yeah.
You see the science student wear it most often.
Yeah. Now that's not the reality.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's been diluted.
Eh.
No, especially when people whose heads were open. They were supposed to be sharks, right?
I mean, the space had to come with the without that rope, you are not a shark.
Yes. Giving you that name, Mark. That science and all of that.
Yes, that's it. And sometimes you your hair should not be that nice, like some afro be like that. It's not easy.
Do you know one trait about this one is without any disrespect to the South African?
Yeah.
Yeah, those days when Ghana were playing South Africa,
Yeah.
the Bafana.
Yes.
Those days when we are even say Bafana, we are even confused at what they are saying. But do you see their head?
Oh yeah, and the head. Oh yeah, no, of course. It's in fact, South Africans special.
You didn't observe that. Those
Special.
days-
I don't want to be part. It's not.
Very special. Very special.
I can't be part of
And
it.
not just the glasses, So yeah, like for some strange reason, we expected the brilliant students to be poor. you know that, right? Seriously, for some, it's automatic. Like starter pack. For you to be brilliant, you have to be poor.
When in South Africa, there's this player who was a turn in our flesh, Abunga Namveti, and he had a particular head. That's why.
Yeah. Charlie.
That guy tormented us.
Very.
Charlie.
Yes,
Anyway.
time and go. No.
Yeah.
Macfish, then Cool.
Macfish.
All of them.
Yeah.
And if you don't take over, they'll turn it into a sports show.
This you cannot relate. We know.
I'm just looking at you.
Yeah.
We're all talking about something relatable. Then
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but you know about the brilliant student and the expectation, right? That you had to be poor.
It's always been there.
Uh-huh.
And if you are a rich kid, you look good, you dress good. The assumption is that you are dumb, but that's not the case. Let's go to the portals. Ibrahim, take us to City Newsroom.
Okay. So City Newsroom,
Hey.
going with there. So City Newsroom and then the headlines here. So the major headline here, City Newsroom is 1. President. Okay, so Akufo-Addo statue at Effiam Kwanta completely vandalized. That's the former president. And the head, once again, has been detached from the body.
Gosh, I don't want to know.
I won't be business as usual. You'll be held accountable. Mahama to appointees. Government Okay, it won't be business as usual. You will be held accountable. Mahama to appointees. Government records 2.8 billion over subscription of T-bill auction. Okay, so that's what has kept this country running, right? So the new government, the new government has had to also auction some treasury bills, and the oversubscription is 2.8 billion.
Oversubscribed by
2.8 billion.
I think
new administration, new hope, new confidence, True peace is built on justice, not absence of conflict. Duncan Williams. Sure. This one looks like a clap back at a certain man of God who said, don't pursue anybody. You have one job to do. Deliver your mandate. Let Ghanaians feel it economically. And what have you. Duncan Williams said, no. If you need peace, you must pursue justice. We will uncap NHIS levy in our next budget, Mahama. The capping, and I'm sure these institutions will be very happy. Many people had wondered what the capping is. So the capping is this. Some institutions have their own funds, internally generated funds. Some are statutory funds that are paid to those institutions like the NHIS. Now government says, out of that amount of money, you can only take 60%, send 40% to us. We will determine what to do with it. And right from the blast of the whistle in 2017 after the budget, that was what Ofurata implemented until the NPP administration left office. People started crying, including Sarah Okobotwi, former First Minister, Adi Alima Mahama, when she was the Minister for Local Government. They wept in Parliament. Nobody listened. And so that's what Mahama is saying there.
And I hope it doesn't end with NHIS. Also, remember, those in the education sector, Kofi Asare and Kwa have been pushing that they need to
get fund.
Get fund, exactly. So once that is also done, that will help everyone.
We will soon investigate spending on National Cathedral, Mahama. Scrap naughty stealing taxes, EP church moderator to Mahama. And meet Professor Wisdom Tettey. Tettey. Yeah, that's not Tettey. Tettey Carlton University 17th president. Mahama directs the distribution of food for drought victims to SHS, and Child Rights International opposes shifting free senior high school feeding costs to parents. And Eastern Region 13-year-old girl escapes alleged ritual killing. That's it for the city newsroom.
All right, let's go to starfm.com.gh. Starfm.com.gh, front page or banner headline. Banner headline. Oh, it's refusing to come up. Okay. Efian Kwanta, Kofoado statue destroyed. Other stories here. SHS feeding crisis. Mahama directs release of stored food to schools. Mahama pledges to compile plan to finish uncompleted health facilities. We might consider changing location of National Cathedral project. Mahama, President Mahama. A National Cathedral valuation makes no sense. Will audit, says we will audit, investigate it. That's according to President Mahama. And then calls for parents to assist in feeding will determine objective of free SHS, Child Rights International. And then last but one, Apem Nyako pays medical bill of to release 16-year-old mother, newborn baby detained at VRA hospital. Last one, Bulldog or Bull God backs Rex Omar for tourism, culture and creative arts minister in Mahama 2024 government. That's it for starfm.com.gh. Effectively wrapping up the newspaper review segment. We'll go for a break. When we return, it will be time for First Check. It's a Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM.